a voice of rescue with a word to rescue for your training and overcoming, entitled Trained, Not Troubled.
This is message number 3 of the 400 series, His Power, Our Balance. We have touched on the power of hope, and then we delved in a little deeper, and now we are going to dig a little deeper into the power of belief. What we believe is what we think to be true. It is what we credit to the charge of power in the Lord. Now, we are of a mental persuasion, and that mental persuasion is either that we believe in the power of God and His existence, that He is holy, and His character, that He is true. He's not a man that He cannot lie. If He says something, He will bring it to pass. And so what we believe is what we also commit. Not just commit to, but commit to our spiritual well-being. As Christians, we commit our spiritual well-being to God through Jesus Christ. What other people believe, is what they credit to the charge of that power. So they commit their spiritual well-being, what they consider to be their spiritual well-being or their spiritual being, to, or we commit our spiritual well-being to God through Jesus Christ, and people who are unbelievers commit it, give credit to the charge of that power of something else. And that's why they are called unbelievers, because they don't believe in God, the all-powerful God, all-knowing God. And so we give ourselves up to what we believe to be true. We as Christians believe God to be true, so we give ourselves up to what God says to be true. And that's why we are called believers. This is why we are called followers of Christ. And so our belief in God through Jesus Christ must become our focus, because what has the power, to navigate us also has the power to keep us on or take us off track. And so remember, falling into unbelief is the way to bitterness. Those actions and attributes that God,
if you likes a subscriber, think about hitting that like button, then smashing that subscribe button to be the first to hear our messages when they appear. Visit our website, helpinggetvictory.org.
expressed in a form of hatred. And so unbelief is the way to bitterness, not to the way of blessedness, which is a place of rest. This is why it makes God angry. And so Jesus exhorted in Mark 5:36, don't be afraid, just believe. Because 2 Timothy 1:7 assures us that God has not given us a spirit of fear, that the spirit of fear is not from God, but power of love and a sound mind. And so God's power, we know, brings love, and that it gives us a sound mind. And so we must not stop believing, but keep on believing. So what we believe, it is very important. Mark 9 verse 23 tells us that everything is possible for all who believe, and it's meaning believe in God through Jesus Christ. The word for possible in Greek is dynatos, and it speaks of having power. It speaks of mighty, and it speaks of it says powerful, and to be able, valid, distinguished in rank, authority, influence, distinguished for skill or excellence. And so again, we believe and give in God, and we give credit to his power, because we believe that he is capable of not just being God and having all power. So we believe that God is capable of doing what he said he would do. The song, He's Able, the lyrics say God is able to do what he said he would do. He is going to fulfill every promise for you. Don't give up on God, because he won't give up on you. And that song sung by Dietrich Haddon and Darwin Hobbs. And so we understand that God is able, that God is capable, and that God has all power in his hands. So who we believe and what we believe is very important, because it opens the door for what is possible, for not just our potential, but for what is feasible. That is why it evolves. This spiritual confidence evolves from hope. This is why hope gives way to belief, because of what becomes possible. And so we take the limits off of God. We then open ourselves up to the fact that God is able to do anything.